People oftentimes see the glamour of entrepreneurship and the sizzle of entrepreneurship. You're talking to the guy who wrote the book, Celebrity CEO. But the journey's not always like it seems to be. I can remember distinctly me being at the United Nations. Yeah, the United Nations, the big global operations United Nations in Midtown New York City, where I worked for over 10 years, worked for a long time there as an administrative clerk and then an administrative officer, managing the day-to-day operations of an office with a team. And I had the entrepreneurial bug inside me. I wanted to birth, I wanted to create. And full disclosure, the United Nations has pretty clear rules against having one's own business unless you have permission to have it. So I did have permission to have my own business. I had that permission for many, many years, and my manager at the time supported me quite a bit with it. But then there was a little bit of problems with somebody there, and that permission was revoked. But I had tasted already. I had tasted of entrepreneurship, like giving a little boy a piece of candy and saying, you can't have it anymore. Not quite easy to pry it from his little hands. So I tasted entrepreneurship. So I didn't stop. I kept this creation, kept my businesses. And lo and behold, one day I got a letter that basically said, Ramon Ray, you're fired. That was a very low moment in my life. Now, I thank God that I had some money in the bank. I had a client. But as I watched the money come down month after month after month, my wife would tell me, Ramon, we got this 1,000 less left. Ramon, we got another set of thousands less left. But that gave me a hunger. That gave me a hunger. Eric Thomas talks about this. He says, or Les Brown talks about, are you hungry? Eric Thomas says, do you want it as much as you can breathe? And that was that catalyst. After losing my regular job, 9-to-5 income, I had to make it work. I had to make it work. So that was a catalyst which pushed me to be the entrepreneur I am today. Now, some days when I sit in my office, do I think, oh, wow, it'd be great to have a full-time job, get a steady check every 2 weeks and just live that way? Yeah. Sometimes I think that, but then I think of two things. Freedom, the freedom of entrepreneurship, the freedom to create, the freedom to rise or not is in my hands. And that gets me excited, why I love this power of entrepreneurship. But being fired from the United Nations, that was a big deal. That was a pretty catalyzing moment in my life. And it wasn't just a firing moment, because my family was with me on that journey as I was going through that journey of being fired, going through that journey of not knowing what to do, going through that journey of should I leave the UN or should I not. They were with me along. They knew some of the issues I had. But I'm so grateful because sometimes when you get lemons in life, and you heard this before, but when you get lemons in life, you have the decision, do I turn that into lemonade or not? And I'm so grateful that I took that moment being fired from the United Nations. I turned that time of lemons, bad time as it were, into lemonade. Question is, will you do it too?